Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Process Fixer. Today I'm going to talk about something that's really personal, something I'm going through right now that I believe this story can help identify and help show you how easy it is, even for a big, huge company, to really suck at process. And what I'm going to show you today is a personal challenge my wife and I have been going through with a large manufacturer, RAM.
Ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Process Fixer, help you see the bigger picture. Derek Maines is the elixir, cut and waste away like scissor. Woo!
Manufacturer, RAM, which is the Chrysler Corporation, on a vehicle that we purchased just about 45 days ago from a RV dealer here in Mesa, Arizona. This is a Jayco Swift. It's a 2022 Jayco Swift. It's built on a RAM 3500 platform. This is a gasoline vehicle, but it is a motorhome. I'll show you pictures and videos of it as we go through this. We purchased this. It had about 6,000 miles on it on our first trip out. We took possession, I think it was September 7th. On our first trip out that weekend, we decided to go to Forest Lakes, Arizona. And if you're familiar with Arizona, Arizona has lots of elevation changes. So we live at about 1,800 feet here in the valley. And most of the, about half of the state is over 5,000 feet. You climb up the mountain, up into the cooler areas. So we went up, I guess it was the 11th or so. We decided to take a trip up north, headed towards Payson with a plan to go to Forest Lakes. The truck ran great. Everything was awesome. Actually, I really love this RAM 3500, this Jayco Swift platform. It is an amazing, amazing vehicle, easy to handle, great gas mileage. It's just super easy to set up. These are expensive vehicles, though. They're about $140,000 brand new. We took this vehicle up to Payson, and as we were sitting at the intersection of the 87 and the 260, if you've ever been at that intersection on a Friday afternoon, you know what it's like. It is hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of motorhomes and RVs all trying to make it up the mountain. We broke down at that intersection as we were sitting there waiting to go to Walmart, which is, if you know how that works, you sort of go north and then left off to Walmart there to get some groceries. Sitting at that light at the intersection, the vehicle turned off. We didn't notice it until the light turned green, and I went to accelerate and realized the truck had turned off. Tried to restart it. It did not restart. We sat there for about 4 minutes in traffic, and you can imagine you're probably 500 vehicles, trying to manage around you during that time, at that time of day. Eventually, the vehicle did restart. We went to Walmart. I just assumed maybe I did something. It's a motorhome. There's so many different things that can cause issues. I just thought, it's a fluke. We got our groceries. We started to head up towards Forest Lakes. And if you know that, okay, I'm going to walk you through this area just so that you can see what it is. So this is Google Earth. We'll start at the Sharp Creek Campground, which is right about the area where we consistently seem to have this problem. And that is right in this area. This is probably right at about 6,000 feet. And this is where multiple stalls will occur between this and the next destination. So let me show you sort of the elevation here. As you can see, this is a climb up the side of the Mogollon Rim, going from probably 6,000 feet up to, I would predict this is probably in the 8,000 feet range. As you can see, in some of these areas, it is really tricky. Here's one of the areas we've broken down right here, where you have a massive fall off over the side. And it keeps climbing until you reach this visitor center. So in the demonstrations that we've performed here, we've taken it from that starting position up to here 3 times in a row. Again, we've done this multiple times, always 100% of the time. It will stall on this road on the first try. It is a tricky road. It's a difficult road to drive. It is very fast because it is straight. It's straight. So you have a lot of people going both up and downhill in 75 plus mile per hour, but you also have slower vehicles that are struggling to go through here too. So it's a dangerous area of road. And I just wanted to show you what this looks like so that you understand what we're dealing with. I guarantee you, if you were to take the vehicle from Payson up this road today, it will do the exact same thing. It will stall multiple times, backfire, misfire, do all the things I'm mentioning. Forest Lakes. And if you know that climb from Payson to Forest Lakes, Payson's at about 5,000 feet. Once you hit the peak up towards the top of the ranger station there, before you hit Forest Lakes, about I guess 30 miles, 40 miles from Heber. You're at about 8,000 feet. So you have a very quick climb. If you're down towards Bear Creek, you're probably at 6,000 feet, and you're going to go to 8,000 feet in about a 5 or 10 minute ride. It's a bear of a climb, and it's gorgeous. If you look out over the Mogollon Rim, you're a couple thousand feet from the bottom of that. You're sort of driving up that mountain pass. Beautiful. As we started up there, the vehicle once again shut off while driving. That was at about 5,600 feet, 6,000 feet, somewhere around the Bear Creek, Christopher Creek area. Again, I thought, well, this is really odd. No codes on the screen, no service engine soon light, no indication whatsoever that there's a problem. Just the vehicle shuts off while you're driving. We got it restarted. It took about 4 minutes. Got it restarted. And then on that really difficult climb up to the ranger station where you're like on those bridges that's looking down over the mountain there, it did it again. If you know that area, there's no berm to the road at all. You have 2 lanes each way. Speed limits, I think 65. Everybody's doing 75 to 80 miles an hour going up through there. It was terrifying. I mean, we were stuck in the middle of the road. Like you had no way but to get around us. I mean, you had to navigate to get around us. After about 4 minutes, I realized we're probably never going to make it to the top of this hill if this keeps happening. So we somehow got it started and had to do a U-turn on that mountain pass. And if you know what I'm talking about there, if you've ever been there, it is a blind corner. I mean, somebody comes down there doing 75, 80 miles an hour. They don't have a chance to stop. You're just dead. Everybody dies. We got it back. It immediately started operating fine. Again, at that time, that was the only time ever that a service engine soon light came on, and 3 codes appeared on the Pioneer heads-up display in the dash there. Those 3 codes were, starts with the P. It's 171, 174, and 300. Took it to the Dodge dealer in Payson. They were about ready to close, but fortunately, one of the service technicians said, "Hey, let me take a look." He came out, looked under the hood, didn't see anything, saw the codes, looked them up and said, "Oh, it's a lean fuel mixture. You've got a sensor that's gone bad, but we can't work on it. And we're not a RAM dealer, so you'll need to take this to a RAM dealer." His suggestion was just stay below the higher climbs in the elevation. So we camped that weekend in Payson and then returned home. I immediately set up an appointment to take it to Tempe RAM, took it in, told them what the problem was. Unfortunately, when we stayed at the lower elevation, all of the lights turned off. Service engine soon light and none of the codes appeared. But we know that there's an onboard computer on those trucks, right? So it's stored, so you're safe. We get to the RAM dealership in Tempe. They checked the codes and they said there's nothing wrong with it. They had it, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 days. They drove it around a little bit. They said they ran some tests, but what I'm finding is that unfortunately part of the process is broken with car dealers is that if there's no codes, they don't know what to do. So these guys had it for a few days. I eventually came back to pick it up. They told me it was ready to go. They said, "Oh, we updated the firmware, but all RAM trucks do this." I thought, well, that's really odd. And they said, yeah, go into elevation. Every RAM in existence does this. It starts to stall when you hit about 5,000 feet. And the solution is to punch it, floor the accelerator, and that will reset the sensor and you'll be fine. And I thought, well, that is not, for a $140,000 vehicle, we only paid about $100 for it, but for a $140,000 vehicle, that seems really odd that a large global manufacturer can't figure out how to get their vehicles to work at elevation. But okay, whatever. So that day, the next day, actually, I decided to take it to Prescott. On my way to Prescott, hitting about 5,000 feet in elevation, the vehicle began to stall. And as soon as I saw it started to stall, I decided to take the advice of RAM in Tempe and punch it. That caused the vehicle, as soon as I punched it, was going about 75 miles an hour downhill. And as soon as I punched it, the vehicle went from 75 miles an hour down to about 30 miles an hour. It was almost like hitting a brick wall. If you've ever been in a motorhome, when things stop quickly, everything goes flying. I then turned on my video camera, as you'll see here. And sorry, having a little technical difficulty getting the iPhone video to import into the editing software. I'm going to go ahead and just show you this video. This is the incident that I'm referring to, where Tempe tells you that Tempe RAM says that all RAM vehicles do this when you hit elevation, and the solution is to punch it. So let's just see what that does. We're on a downhill. Cannot exceed 30 miles an hour. We're in drive. This is after I went from 75 to 30 miles an hour in an instant when I punched it as recommended by Tempe RAM. This thing is a dog. Like it rode fine coming up the mountain. I tried the punching technique. Look at this. This is just out of control. No lights, no codes. Again, according to RAM right here, there is nothing wrong with this vehicle. This is what is supposed to happen to your Ram 3500 as far as we're concerned. And this video evidence, they have specifically told me, is irrelevant. If it does not produce a code, there is nothing wrong with the vehicle. You tell me something wrong with this vehicle. So you tell me, was something wrong with that? Now, right after this, the vehicle shuts off and I'm forced to coast about 2.5 miles to get out of the line of traffic. So you tell me what you just saw there, this video. Is this a problem? Or is that what you should expect from a Ram 2021 Ram vehicle when you hit elevation? You tell me. I was able to get pulled over. It then restarted. Again, no codes, no faults, no anything. This vehicle is performing catastrophic failure that could lead to the death of the passengers or people on the road, and it's not producing any codes. It did that 3 more times and drove really poorly the whole way to Prescott. If you know that road, you're on the 17. This first one happened before I got off the Prescott exit. The other 3 happened on that rural road heading out to Prescott into Prescott Valley. So 3 times I got stuck in traffic, having to try to navigate off of berms, navigate around, things, and got myself into Prescott. I then took it to York dealer, the York Ram dealer there in Prescott. Had to leave it there, had to rent a vehicle, had to drive back home, cancel appointments, do all sorts of things. They had it, I believe, about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer than that. Like it was 16 or 17 days. Finally telling me they drove at 86 miles. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no codes. And I've given them multiple ideas. I'm like, look, I've been on the RAM forums. Here's what people are saying. And they told me straight out, look, if it doesn't have a code, we're not going to even touch it. We don't know how to fix these things. All we know how to do is read codes. We're code readers. If you need to diagnose a problem in your vehicle, tough, because it isn't going to happen. And they were nice about it. I mean, I understand, right? These guys are factory trained to do certain things. And when the codes have either been disabled on your vehicle or that system is faulty, you're out of luck. And that's exactly what's happening with ours. So we eventually brought it back home. We got Jayco involved. Jayco got us a phone number for RAM to open a service ticket and get a specialist involved in this. Now, when we first called and talked to RAM, they told us that this specialist would specialize in diagnosing the problems with this vehicle and that codes were irrelevant. They could work through this. They'd need to send somebody out there if possible. They could do video calls. They could do all sorts of things to try to diagnose what the problem is with this vehicle. We then got assigned a service advisor. We tried to reach her for about 3 or 4 days before the appointment, finally getting through to her. She changed her tune very quickly. She said, no. If there's no codes, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, interesting. That's not at all what we were told on the first call. We then made an appointment for Chapman RAM in Scottsdale, got into there. After about 4 days there of them driving it, testing it, they told me there's no codes. There's nothing wrong with it. You need to come and get it. So here we are. Now we've had this vehicle for about 45 days, about 30, some of which have been in the shop. The vehicle's not drivable, essentially, at higher elevations. And we're just shit out of luck. RAM doesn't have any ideas or suggestions. They are saying, I need to bring it to a dealership with the codes on the screen. And then, and only then, will they be able to work on this van. That's a problem because it's pretty apparent that RAM has either disabled the codes on this computer. By the way, those codes that we did get the one time, guess what? They're not on the onboard computer anymore. Interesting, right? So either they've been removed from the onboard computer. I mean, does anything really get on my computer? If I delete something, it's not really deleted. I mean, somebody can go in there and find that. But for some reason, RAM's program deletes codes that are critical to the operation of the vehicle. That is a fascinating part of the process. But now I'm stuck because now I have a $100,000, 11,000 pound brick that RAM won't fix. The interesting thing is I've been told by a number of the technicians, they think they know what the problem is. It's one of essentially three things. I've offered to pay for those things out of pocket. I've even said, look, RAM, I don't care about your warranty. I just need my vehicle fixed. They won't do that. They've refused. They will not fix this truck regardless, even if I pay for it. Again, something's very fishy going on here with a big corporation that doesn't want this vehicle, doesn't want us to know what's wrong with it. That's something that's very concerning. So that's the situation we're in. So yesterday, my wife and I decided we have video evidence of this occurring. We have recorded it happening, but I've been driving, so it's difficult, right? You start to drive it. It's the vehicle's not, you can no longer control it, and now you've got to try to pull your phone out. So the video is pretty bad. So we did record our entire journey yesterday. We decided to reproduce this journey and go back up to Forest Lakes and to see what would happen, and to try to produce codes so that RAM will fix it. But we recorded every single thing. And I think what you'll see here is that RAM they know that there is a catastrophic fault with this vehicle. And for some reason, either they've done something to it to make sure that it won't code, or the coding system in the vehicle itself has failed. Something's going on. I'm not an automobile technician. I don't really know, but it's very fishy. And unfortunately, because it won't produce a code, RAM will not honor their warranty, and they will not even allow me to repair the product with my own money. So what do I do? Well, I'm sort of stuck. I have opened a case with the National Highway Safety Board and gotten a case number for that, because this is a dangerous vehicle. This vehicle will likely kill either its passengers or someone else on the road. And from a legal perspective, I need to make sure I protect myself. I need the federal government to be aware that when this vehicle fails and potentially kills someone, that the liability lies with RAM. And that I've even tried, even outside of their warranty, ignoring their obligation as a manufacturer, I've tried to pay for the repairs myself to make sure that this doesn't happen, and they won't allow me to do that. So I'd like you to watch the videos, take a look at this. If you've had a problem like this, I'm not going to put comments on this video. I'm going to disable them because I know what's going to happen. But contact me directly at derrickmains.com. It's DERRICKMAINS. If you've had similar problems, I am going to probably have to seek legal counsel to try to see if we can get this vehicle recalled and get it off the road, so that people don't get hurt or injured. Okay, I'm going to show you this video at this point. Please understand, you're driving, up a mountain pass. There's a lot of noises. We're upset, right? Scared out of our minds for potentially, causing a serious, accident. We're upset. We're probably, swearing, yelling about things. It's not, probably our best moment, but as you probably all can attest, something this dangerous happening to you is difficult to go through. So I'd like you to see this video. I'd like you to see what you think, and then I'll come back and we can talk about what we need to do to get some resolution. Just backfired or something, didn't it? Like I'm punched and it won't. I don't know what's going on. It just did something odd.
What's this? Oh, because of the tire.
Yeah.
What was that other one you went to? And it shows
like gauges.
There's that error.
It shows no miles per hour. That's weird. What's this P1 hold?
Why isn't it showing RPM?
Yeah, it's not showing the speed or anything on that. OBD2 error.
It's not showing RPMs. And we have that error code. It's not showing miles per hour.
It's super weird. Oh wait. Oh, what happened there? Oh, maybe this is like some testing thing or something. I don't know. braking. Uh-oh, there it goes. It just stalled.
Oh.
Hurry, get it. Okay, it is not working now. There's their first breakdown. What's our elevation?
I'm recording right now. Say that again.
What is
6,000
6,000 feet. We are no longer running. Oh, there it is. Now I'm backfired. And
Can
that's
we
it.
pull over?
Yes, honey, but how am I supposed?
I know, but I'm just saying we have a spot here.
Okay, nothing. No codes, no anything. According to RAM, this is normal. So what was the elevation when it backfired?
6,005 is when I looked at it last.
Okay.
Ooh, you're in a turning lane.
Well, I can coast forward. No, I can't. I'm just stuck.
Okay, key's on.
Key is on, right? So let me turn it off. Oh, it started up that time.
Yeah, but it still shouldn't stall.
Wait, check. Tire pressure. Damn it. I was hoping for check engine light.
Start recording.
All right, so that's the first breakdown of many.
Is there anything up here? I want to video this.
No, nothing.
What was that red thing, though?
That's like when you press this.
Like,
I
what's
don't know if
that?
this is some sort
Like,
of
none
testing.
of that's working. Put it back on norm.
All right, I just want to get out of the
What
way.
was that red thing, though?
That's like when you press this.
Like, what's
I don't know if
that?
this is some sort
Like,
of
none
testing.
of that's working. Put it back on norm.
All right, I just want to get out of the lane. Let me.
Oh, you started back up again. Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
it
well, I
started
got
back up
video
very
of that.
quickly that time. That was odd. But we backfired once.
Whoa, what's that?
I don't know.
Reload here.
It was in second. That's right. All right, so it backfired once, and then about a minute later, it decelerated, and then it just shut off. Turned back on. What's our elevation?
5,976. So
Okay.
get ready, because it was 6,005.
Okay, we're going to keep climbing, so
996.
this is good.
2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, we're good.
7.
Just got to wait till it breaks down again. This was recording. Everything's good. Oh, what was the time on there? We had to check that.
Well, it's now 1:41:49.
So around 1:35. I was thinking it wasn't going to do it, and then all of a sudden, bam. It's interesting that it started back up that time. Never does that.
Well, we haven't reached the scary spot where it shut
Yeah.
down on us before.
It's funny because a few minutes before that, didn't I say? It seems like it doesn't. I was noticing it wasn't. It was only going like 60 miles an
Yeah.
hour uphill, and I couldn't. I was
So you
punched.
want to get that on the
Yeah.
video clip too,
So
that
like
you're like, what's
135,
happening?
yeah.
It's, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, it just changed the sound. Did you notice that?
Lighter or something.
Yeah, it sort of like got lower. Maybe it's because it's just going uphill. We got to keep going up right 63.
I think it's weird it's not showing any RPMs or anything. It's showing like fuel and whatever that intake
Yeah,
is.
so there's
but
obviously something.
no
You
miles
gotta
per
Google
hour.
that OBD2 error too. But
I feel like we're ghost hunting.
I know.
It's feeling very splotchy.
Yeah.
I guess
Now,
that
here
makes
again,
sense.
once I'm going 55, I'm plunged. Something's wrong. I mean, look at this. I am to the floor on this is not even a climb. Maybe a little bit. And
We're
my
at
max speed's 55.
64, 56 feet.
Okay. I think this is where we broke down last time, isn't it, right here?
Coming up around this corner because there's no place to pull over. But it's weird that you're not able to.
I can't accelerate at all. I have no power.
Well, I recorded that a little bit.
Yeah, it's good. All these videos are helpful. Okay, it's slowing down even more now. Oh, now, all of a sudden, whoa.
Uh-oh.
Something's wrong. Here we go.
Here we go.
You turn your video on. You got it on?
It's on.
There it is. There it is again. We are, I believe, we're now in limp mode.
Yep. And I'd like to show you the side of the
Mountain
berm we
pass
have to
here.
pull over.
There's cars all behind us, too. Get around us. These idiots, they get around us. We're about
And
ready to...
this is
This is
where
it. This is it.
a safety danger, because look, right there, if we go over the berm.
Now, all of a sudden, whoa.
Uh-oh, here we
Something's
go.
wrong. Here we
Here we
go.
go.
You turn your video on. You got it on?
It's on.
There it is. There it is again. We are, I believe, we're now in limp mode.
Yep. And I'd like to show you the side of the
Mountain
berm we
pass
have to
here.
pull over.
There's cars all behind us, too. Get around us. These idiots, they get around us. We're about ready to...
This is where
This is it.
a safety danger, because look, right there, if we go over the berm. Look at this. If we would get sideswiped, that's a straight down.
Look at that. That is 1,000 feet to the canyon floor. I'm not sure it'll make it up the hill.
Let's see if we can get.
Now, Ram says punch it. Oh boy. Now we're at 20 miles an hour. We
Can you get
are
over
turned
at
off
all?
and we're done.
Well, can you get off the road?
I will take care of it. No service engine tune lights.
Yeah, look,
No anything.
let me get
This, according to
one.
RAM, is normal operating behavior.
Keys on.
Keys on. We're going to turn it off.
All right.
We are now done. We're stuck. At least we're not on the blind corner anymore.
Well, and also, at least it tells us our tire pressure's low. Look at this. If we would get sideswiped, that's a straight down.
Look at that. That is 1,000 feet to the canyon floor. I'm not sure it'll make it up the hill.
Let's see if we can get.
Now, Ram says punch it. Oh boy. Now we're at 20 miles an hour.
Can you
We
get
are
over
turned
it
off
at
now.
all?
We're done.
Well, can you
Honey,
get off the road?
I will take care of it. No service engine tune lights.
Yeah, look,
No anything.
let me hit
This,
this
according
one.
to RAM, is normal operating behavior.
Keys on.
Keys on. We're going to turn it off.
All right.
We are now done. We're stuck. At least we're not on the blind corner anymore.
Well, and also, at least it tells us our tire pressure's low. Oh, it went away.
Start recording.
You can see, look at all the people just having to whip around us here. Somebody will die because of RAM. And they're not going to be satisfied until somebody gets killed.
Hopefully it's not me.
Yeah.
Or you. So, I'm just wondering, Ram, if this was your child in a car seat sitting where I am, or back in the back, would you want to be in this position? You can see how far we're on the road.
Start recording.
In cars, how fast they're whipping around us.
All this too, be careful.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm trying to get this to come up in case it throws a code.
It's not going to. They've...
It's a-
Cars. What was it?
features.
Just trying to keep
Nope,
an eye on these
didn't
trucks
do
too.
it. Must have been the other one.
Almost started that time.
This thing sucks. Here's the...
Start recording.
Oh, shit, it went off. My video stopped. Okay, it's picking up where my video
This time
left
it
off.
might not restart. What's the elevation?
Here you go. I'm trying to
Oh,
get
you're
the...
on video. I have to shut it off. What's the app called?
altimeter.
Okay, we're at 6,920 feet, and it won't even start again.
Is that off?
Sorry, 7,000 feet. Nothing. We may have to call for a tow at this point.
Well, let's just wait. It took about 4 minutes before. How did you even get this thing to go before?
We don't need, I mean, it's not throwing any codes.
I know, but what if it does?
It'll come up on the screen like it did last time. Jesus.
All I keep getting is this damn radio. This thing sucks.
It's terrible. Well, we wanted to try to get it to do something that we couldn't, it's reproducible. Let's get out and put the cones out now. Because I don't think it's going to restart.
I think you need to get out this way.
Got your...
I'm still just trying to put this on in case of a code coming up.
Okay, this is iPhone video, so I'm having a hard time getting it over. But let me just show you. This is the situation where we're left in here during this time. This is the 9th time now. It's broken down at about 350 miles. We're stuck on a mountain pass, speeding 75 miles an hour. Fortunately, we're not at blind turner. I think we wouldn't be alive at this point. We'd be dead. But this is it. This is what you do when you buy a RAM truck. You sit on the side of the highway and you just pray. That's all you can do. Try it?
I was gonna say, do you want me to try it?
Hop over and, well, I can just do it.
I don't want to mess up the camera.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, there we go.
All right. We'll probably get another just 5 minutes or so.
Start recording.
Well, I found out I moved that thing so this car features was up higher. I found out how to reorder it.
Okay.
I just think it's weird that it's not showing like RPMs.
Well, is that like a test mode or something maybe? I don't know. That code we have
Why
to
would
look
it be
for.
on test mode?
I'm saying, like, is that something the dealer tests? Okay, I'm just going to try to
All
limp
of our
it to it.
things.
Yeah, I'm going to put one out.
Well, maybe them hearing what happens.
They've seen it before. They don't care.
Did they hear the whole thing, like when it starts to break
No.
down? You still can't go any faster. Huh?
I'm not trying. I just want to get off this mountain. Yeah, I can. I have gas. Just don't want to. These blind corners is what has me concerned, you know?
Yeah, we were up here last time because I remember looking down over here, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we were. Let's hope it doesn't happen here.
It doesn't happen on the bridge.
See, I have power again. Here it just misfired. It's coming. Okay, so it just misfired, which usually gives a sign now. It seems like that you'll break down within the next couple of minutes.
Watch, we got a big bend coming.
But it's not, we still have power.
I'm going to turn it off.
It's not shifting though, and I'm only going 45 punch. Look at that.
Let me get a video. I know your video in here. Okay, so what'd
Got
you
it?
say?
I'm going, it won't
45.
shift. So I'm going about 40, 50 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour on a straightaway. Got it punched. And it is, the RPMs are going down and it's not going any faster.
What if you unpunch it?
Louder and louder now.
Can you not punch it?
Well, I mean, I'm not even punched.
You said, but
I'm not
in
punched
the
now. I'm
other
about halfway.
video. There.
Now it finally shifted. Maybe it is a bad transmission. Again, no codes, multiple breakdowns now. No codes. Time stamping it. Shit. What was it this time?
Well, right now it's
I mean, we know it started at 1:35, right? So it's in that 20 minutes. This thing just. It seems like it's back into normal driving now. All right, so I'm going to end showing you more of the video. Very fortunately, once we got up to about 7,700 feet, the vehicle ran absolutely perfectly. We drove it almost to Heber, about 5 miles from Heber, drove it around for 35, 40 minutes up at the 7,000 to 8,000 foot elevation, which is really the only place in Arizona you can get that type of elevation in that spot, and maybe up above Flagstaff going up to the ski resorts. But we drove it around for about 30 minutes up at elevation, no problem whatsoever. We then decided that we wanted to try to reproduce this. So we spent the rest of the afternoon, about an hour and 20 minutes, going back down to the 5,600 mark, right at about the Christopher Creek. We actually were turning around, going through the Christopher Creek area, making the loop into that area, and then back up the mountain again to the ranger station, the Mogollon Rim Visitor Center at the top. We did that 2 more times. Vehicle ran absolutely perfectly. No problems whatsoever, not a single misfire, had plenty of power. I drove 75 miles per hour the whole way up that hill with plenty of room left to accelerate if I had needed to. So you can see that there is a serious problem with this vehicle. But unfortunately, RAM has at this point, I mean, listen, I got to give them credit. They're actually really nice people. They're trying to help, but they're stuck. They're stuck inside a system that requires them only to have one path to go down. And that is, I have to have a fault code. If I don't have a fault code, nothing is wrong. They've been programmed to believe that, even though when faced with video evidence, it just can't, they can't. They're stuck in a collective illusion believing that their product must show a fault code in order for there to be something wrong with it. When I believe we've clearly demonstrated multiple times at our cost, right, of renting cars and not being able to go on trips and all of the things associated with it, that that their process is broken. Let's talk a little bit more about process here in this next segment, because I think it's important to tie this back into the audience that I know who you are, the executive audience that watches this show and wants to understand how to better improve their companies and how not to make really stupid mistakes like the executives at RAM are doing in this instance. So let me cut back over to that process piece. And again, thanks so much for watching this. If you're not interested in the process aspect, you don't need to watch anymore. But you know, we're trying to tell a story here, and as many of you know, we won an Emmy for the riding fat story that we told earlier last year, and have won multiple awards there. And we're hoping that we can turn this into a story as well. And the story is really, I mean, obviously, I hope that we'll get some recompense. You know, we'll get this fixed. I don't want my money back, right? I'm not looking for a lemon law. I just want it fixed. I want to be able to spend time with my family in this vehicle. But I think it's important to help outline and identify when companies struggle like this, when they've you know, unfortunately created a system that allows no ability to think outside of that system. You know, I'm a big systems guy. I believe in this wholeheartedly. I've worked with so many of you over the years, and but this is what happens when that system is not constantly revisited, and the deviations and asymmetry aren't looked for inside the lean process. So again, thanks for tuning in. This next segment will be about the process aspect, and I hope to do some updates to this video too. Maybe we'll get a response from RAM. I highly doubt it. I don't think they're capable of knowing what to do with this. At some point, I'll probably have to try to find. I did actually talk to my attorney last night, and he did say I'll probably end up having to just get it fixed, but that will likely void my factory warranty. So we're just going to be stuck. So maybe this is $100,000 lesson for you and your business on how to fix your ship and how to fix your process. Hey, until next time, please stick around for the next segment if you'd like.
You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the process fixer, help you see the bigger picture. Derek Maines is the elixir, cut and waste away like scissor. Woo!
How does this apply to process? Well, I think you probably see. I mean, we talk about this all the time about the mindless following of process and how it can result in really catastrophic results for your customers, for your employees, and like I always talk about, for your bottom line. This is a situation in which RAM doesn't know what to do. They don't know what to do because they've created a process that only allows them to operate inside of it. They have no way to deviate from it. They have no capabilities to deviate from it. They don't have the internal critical thinking or logic to deviate from their process. And therefore, they are frozen. They can't do anything. All they can do is wait for a catastrophe to happen and then respond to the catastrophe. We talk about this all the time on this channel, right? This is just absurdity. But I think what it shows is that this isn't just something that you and I deal with in our businesses. This is something at a global scale that companies have to deal with. And they've got to figure out, every company has to figure out a way to be nimble, to revisit their process, to look for outliers, to bring those outliers back in, to you know, maybe it's not refining the entire process because, you know, for the outlier, but it's what is the outlier process? What happens if something happens that's outside of this process? Who do we call? Who is the expert? Who's the professional? Who can come in and be a detective and diagnose this? 3 dealers have tried to reproduce this problem. None of them have been able to do it. I can do it very easily. And I know exactly how to do it. Again, I've invited the service technicians. I'm going to invite the regional manager. I'm going to invite the executives at both Jayco and RAM to come here to town. We'll meet up in Payson, and I will take you, and this vehicle will break down multiple times, and you will be scared shitless when you see the roads that this thing breaks down on and where it breaks down. And then you can tell me to my face that there's nothing wrong with this truck. So watch the evidence for yourself. If you need the National Highway Safety Control Board's case number, I will put that in the description. And again, please reach out to me if you're having these type of serious problems with RAM and you'd like to join me in the effort to make sure that we can get these vehicles taken off the road. Thanks very much.
You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the process fixer, help you see the bigger picture. Derek Maines is the elixir, cutting waste away like scissor. Woo! Got a problem, he can solve it. He's an expert with the process, so for sure you'll see a profit. Bottom line profit. Analyze the work your people doing every day. Expose the inefficiencies getting in the way. Advise you how to automate, outsource, abbreviate, eliminate, innovate. Now there's more food up on your dinner plate.